Hey, what's up, y'all? We're back. We're back to where we started. If the chat can load, there you go. Alright, we're gonna continue on exposing this fucking pedophile. Let's go.
Realize it's so late, and then Nabi here says, Anyway, keep in mind once again, Koneko has admitted that he was consensual with the nudes being sent to him.
Let me change up the quality real quick. Let's see. There you go. So that way you can see the messages clearer. So here we have him saying, Koneko, admittedly yes, but like social media requested better myself. I didn't really think of that. I just kind of dipped and that was that. Narpi said, you could have talked to my parents. You had any connection or anything. Why did you go the route of what we did? It will never make sense. As you say, you could have done a million other things. You chose the worst, and the decision is elusive. Most people still call me a pedophile. I was scared of you. Kanako said, I was scared of you, Mats. And then Narpi says, yeah, and I was 17 years old. Kanako said, now in 2020. Narpi says, it was the entire process. And Kaneko says, fair, but that still remains my answer. I was just scared and acted out. I didn't mean to be so destructive, but I can't fault myself for it. I was emotionally just not in the right place to produce any sort of documentation. I didn't have the right to. It wasn't fair, and I'm not going to justify it. And then Narpi says, you let me on when I was a mentally ill 17-year-old. I'm not gonna justify the way I showed you and others me hurting in the most manipulative way ever. It was fucking repulsive what I did. It is a process. I didn't show you that for no reason. The reason was psychotic and mentally ill behavior, but you literally lead on a 17-year-old who liked you and you liked so much to where really treated her like lovers. The way you worded that document, I will never get over how much pity you put towards yourself for it. Why couldn't you have just wrote me in the why couldn't you have just from me being manipulated, sacrificed, showed the pictures of me being that way and acting that way, said that I needed help to get out and to get out the internet for a long time, and that was it. You said you wrote the document for me to actually get better, but in every single page, you have written a new purpose for smoking on, and you shot all of them. Why did you need to shoot the pedophile slander, the grimace slander, the cup slander in the document? That's the thing with Koneko. He's too afraid to take accountability. Like you led on Narpi and he was 17. You're 20. Oh my god.
As he was literally soliciting them, and then scrubbed all proof of him, being part of this in the DMs with Napi later on. And then he admits in the document, which subjected Napi to an insane amount of harassment and was literally cherry-picked, purported false narratives and lied against him. He literally just admitted that the document he made, in which was trying to be made to defend his reputation against Napi, was literally just based on the entire lie. His whole narrative was built in a house of cards.
I made statements and linked threads accusing me of being a pedo and a groomer, and urge people to believe this is fact while providing no evidence for those claims. In 2019, while I was still close with Koneko, I would talk to him about Red, and I had told him the true story about what happened. I also told him that my screenshots with Red had been taken out of context. However, he still felt the need to include this in his document. Unfortunately, this ended up being the most reposted section of his document, and these false groomer and pedo allegations would end up sticking to my name for the years that followed. Also, in Koneko's thread, he mentioned that I flirted with a minor in my Discord server by calling them daddy material. This thread has since been deleted off of Twitter, but Wayback Machine still has it. I did not do this, and I have never flirted with random people in my public voice chats. When these claims were alleged, I was at the peak of my YouTube. I find it hard to believe that if I had joined a voice channel and flirted with a minor, that there wouldn't be a voice recording of me doing so. It blows my mind that these claims were taken at face value. without a clip of me doing anything.
Koneko-kin even admits once again that the threads linked in the document were complete BS, and all he can fathom in response to this is, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Napi," even though bro literally killed Napi's reputation because he didn't want Napi to come out about his degenerate behavior too. And I also want to preface this by stating I don't believe that Koneko-kin's a pedophile with this proof, but it is still very disgusting that he still solicited nudes from a minor when he was 3 years older than them, and then proceeded to lie and play victim in this entire situation when he is literally more in the wrong than Napi is.
After recording this, I noticed I had left out a claim made by Koneko. In Koneko's document, he claims that I had sent him cub art maliciously. This is not true. I had sent Koneko what I thought was kimono artwork. He liked the art and I wanted to send him more, so I did a reverse image search, which revealed that the art was
Here's one thing you need to do before buying
Oh my God,
anything
not
online.
the
Don't spend another
ads.
dime on Amazon until you watch.
actually drawn by an NSFW artist. Immediately after I found out that the art was drawn by an NSFW artist, I realized that it was cub art and not kimono artwork. My reaction to this was finding it funny and making jokes about it, as this was my sense of humor at the time. When I said, even though it's good, I was not referring to the cub artist Twitter, I was referring to the art that I had sent to Koneko. This claim was added on because it's part of the pedo and grooming accusations in the document. Koneko knew the context here and still added it on because, without context, my actions look quite disgusting. This is also something that I later clarified to him and owned up to fully.
Now, Koneko-kin was attempting to try and not get this story out, and when Napi asked what the reason was, Koneko-kin responds, "I'm not really worried about being called a pedophile, nor do I really care what dipshits on Twitter think about my character." And, Napi here obviously smells the bullshit from a mile away and says, "From what you've shown me, I don't know if that's entirely true." However, after this, Koneko-kin states he's actually worried about what everyone may think about the Naku situation, because keep in mind, Naku was in a relationship with Koneko-kin when they were 16 turning 17 and
Yo.
Koneko-kin was 20. The ages are presented here, showing it how it was a 3-year and 9-month age gap.
Koneko and Naku were together while him and I were being sexual with each other over Discord. After they broke up, Koneko would go on to make a statement about their relationship, justifying it by claiming that their relationship was purely platonic and that he was not a pedophile because he was not sexual with Naku.
Lie.
Koneko-kin's main defense when it comes to this situation where he was dating Naku is that he was asexual at the time of being in a relationship with them. However, first of all, he was literally cheating on Naku behind her back with Napi and was being literally sexual with Napi. So how could he have been asexual at the time if he was literally engaging in gay furry roleplay with a 17-year-old boy? Also, keep in mind that Koneko-kin met up with Naku in person before. So just to narrow down the situation as Koneko-kin does to, "Oh, it was merely platonic and only cat pictures were sent," is extremely hard to believe considering Koneko-kin's long list of lies that are now being unearthed.
The only thing I want to address are his justifications. He had claimed that he was asexual with near zero interest in 18-plus activities. Koneko was in no way an asexual during this time, as he had been extremely sexual together with me during 2019, when I was 17 years old, while him and Naku were still together. As mentioned previously in this video, our sexual interactions would come to a stop in January of 2020, right before I turned 18. His relationship with Naku would last an additional 9 months, before eventually coming to an end in September of 2020, around the time that she was turning 18. As I've mentioned previously, I have absolutely no idea about Koneko's relationship with Naku, or about why it stopped. I also know next to nothing about her. The only point I want to address was his claim of being asexual during this time, which is just completely false.
And all I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if more comes out about this situation and he's trying to hide a lot more. Napi also goes into more detail on how Koneko-kin kept dodging accountability when it came to admitting that the pedophilia accusations he was signal boosting in his original Napi exposed document was literally completely false. Koneko-kin just kept going on tangents and tiptoeing around the situation at hand.
2 weeks ago, when I reached out to Koneko and told him that I was making this video, I pleaded with him to try to make a statement retracting the groomer and pedo allegations he made against me. Although he had promised many months prior that he would do this, he would ultimately go back on his promise and reject the idea entirely. Instead, he would deflect and talk about my actions during 2020, using his grandfather as a pivot point and blaming me for the time he lost. I continued to pressure him to come forward, but he never gave in.
Can I skip the side? There you go.
He continued to deflect and dodge accountability. However, he ended up offering to record a voice note for this video, but this wasn't really something that I was interested in. I told him that I wanted him to own up to his mistakes on his platform, not mine.
And keep in mind, this situation got so big in the Roblox community in 2021 that even Keemstar started, purporting the document around the internet and spreading it too. The lies, the manipulation, and deceit that Koneko Kin used in the document damaged Napi so badly that thousands of people had the wrong idea about his character and what he had done, like including myself as well. He literally had to keep enduring these harassments based off of lies for literally over the greater part of like 2 years now. Now, Napi goes over Koneko Kitten's recent Twitter post, in which was a last statement Koneko intends to make about this situation, and states this.
To me, this recent statement was a last-ditch effort from his side to try to save face after he realized that I was actually going through with making this video. As I mentioned before in the intro, this is not the first time that I have wanted to speak publicly about everything. I had reached out to Koneko many times in the past, but I had been extremely scared about saying anything publicly, fearing that things would get worse for me or that Koneko would just strong-arm me like how he done many times before in our DMs. I am really glad that he decided to own up and admit some of the things he did wrong. However, I'm disappointed that he did it in such a disingenuous way. He claims that he feels guilty and that he feels really bad about everything. Yet, he only came forward once he realized that his attempt to manipulate me into silence hadn't worked this time, and I was still coming forward with my side of the story. The statements he made this week were not made out of guilt or because he feels sorry. He made these statements as a last effort to save his own skin, and for that, I am truly disappointed.
So overall, me and many other people are extremely disappointed, and I'm actually pretty shocked about how Koneko was able to lie this badly and on this massive scale for over 2 years, and how he essentially got away with it for a very long period of time about just lying about Napi. And don't get me wrong, Napi made a lot of mistakes in the past after being groomed in the degenerate furry pipeline and consuming very gross content, and obviously being manipulative in his relationship with Koneko Kin and using his suicidality in a very immoral way. However, the idea that Koneko Kin keeps pushing and presenting in the document that Napi was the only one wrong in a relationship was a blatant half-truth and a lie. And it's insane how much he attempted to manipulate Napi into silence to try and prevent him from actually responding in this video in which he's obviously made now. He obviously should have never solicited illegal material from Napi when they were literally a minor, and a 3-year age gap is very weird. However, ICD defines a pedophilic age gap as anything 5 years or above, and currently many people are calling Koneko Kitten a pedophile over this, which I don't entirely believe is true currently. Also, Napi never explicitly came out and said that Koneko King groomed them either, so those two definitions I don't believe match in this situation. However, if this situation shows anything, it's that Koneko Kitten engaged in absolutely disgusting and degenerate things back 4 years ago in 2019, and that he entirely lied about the situation. But once again, this wouldn't be the first time he lied, because he literally ruined the entire reputation of Cole, because he literally said the word cringe to his fan, despite the fact that Koneko Kitten, the main person who was literally calling Cole out and ruined his reputation, would be extremely rude to his fans in his own Discord server, which is now deleted. And literally, if you had ever pinged Koneko Kin, he would literally swear at you and insult you constantly. And I literally remember seeing this because I was in his server and saw the chat logs at the time. If any Koneko Kin moderator wants to come out about this, please do, because it was insane, the hypocrisy here. He cancels Cole for calling someone cringe and literally over-exaggerates the situation so much, yet he himself is insulting his fans who literally ping him or had pinged him in his old Discord server. It's insane, and I love how no one brings that up. Now, maybe this situation is a domino chain to see what else Koneko Kitten's lied about, but it's no doubt that he's currently moved away from the online sphere and is working on self-betterment rather than terminally online degeneracy. However, this has severely affected his credibility in the Roblox community, and as stated in what I believe to be his final response on Twitter to the entire situation, he literally stated himself that he will be taking an indefinite break from the Roblox community, and I don't think most people would want him back either after this situation. And obviously I apologize to Napi, and I believe everyone else should too, who, tarnished his reputation, because I actually believed the half-truth and lies that Koneko Kitten was purporting in this document, and so did so many others. So anyway, please share this video around the Roblox community so more people can be made aware about this situation, because what Koneko did with Napi was quite literally illegal. It is illegal to solicit material like that from a child, especially when this person's an adult, and Napi was literally still a minor. The age dynamic there is very questionable, to say the least. But anyway, make sure to comment your opinions about the situation down below and what you think about Koneko Kitten and the age gap present there. Do you think he should be cancelled for this? And also make sure to check out my previous
It should be
videos
the
too, which I'm showing
platform.
up on the screen right now. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
From my opinion, he should have been deplatformed. Like, he should have been deplatformed. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Let's see. Stream your yanks to everyone if anyone wants to join. Sorry. Let me do something real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Oh. Oh, we're gonna see this thing again because apparently Koneko Can keeps getting worse by the same user Parlo. Oh boy.
Raising this trophy on
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing from this so quick. Alright.
To respond to and debunk Koneko-kin's highly manipulative response video in which he had made a day ago to basically address the situation involving his inappropriate actions with the YouTuber Napi when he was 17 and Koneko-kin was 20, and to basically cover Koneko-kin's association with other pedophiles and bad actors in the Roblox community. Let me state this by saying, nowhere in Koneko-kin's response video did he even address how he solicited child porn from Napi, in which is an actual crime. If you solicit nude images from anyone below the age of 18, you are committing a crime no matter how old you are. Now, Koneko-kin did this to try and tone down the situation and obfuscate his illegal actions from his viewers who didn't know anything about the situation, while also trying to make himself look as honest as possible when addressing it. He managed to, of course, trick many of his children fans into believing that he took full accountability. However, in the eyes of those who actually know about the entire situation, Koneko-kin has actually taken no accountability whatsoever for what he did, because he can't even have the balls to admit that what he did was illegal and literally admit to his crimes on a public platform. In his final community post after he removed the response video, he too even admitted that the response video was highly manipulative and it obfuscated his really bad actions with Napi. So anyway, let's actually debunk the video.
A couple years ago, I had a relationship with another YouTuber under the name of Narpe, which recently came out with a YouTube video talking about a Google document that I made a few years ago surrounding his behavior and going into details about our personal relationship. Considering the age difference was barely above 2 years, I didn't really see much of a moral issue with it back then.
Koneko-kin states at the start of the video he wants to be upfront and honest about the entire situation.
This video is going to serve as a quick, honest response to allegations I've seen circle about me on the internet over the past few days.
You are not even upfront or honest about your allegation. Just admit you did an illegal crime. Oh my god. Just admit that. Oh my god. I can't even fathom what this guy did. Oh my god. Let's continue, y'all.
I've gotten past that point and would really like to just be upfront about everything here.
And this completely contrasts with the aforementioned segment of the video, where he states how the age gap was quote unquote barely above 2 years. No, Koneko Kitten, it was quite obviously over 3 years. It's actually closer to 3 years 1 month than 2 years. This is proof that Koneko Kitten cannot muster the ability to admit that it was a
Hi, Preston. So last I did a stream like an hour back about this guy. This is like a continuation because I had to stop midstream. But this guy, this famous robots YouTuber, got exposed for being a pedo. Yeah, he got exposed for doing disgusting and illegal criminal behavior.
3-year age gap, and has to rely on wordplay manipulation and rounding down regarding the actuality behind the age gap to try and water down the severity of the situation and to portray a narrative to his viewers that this situation was something like the Call Me Carson situation when it wasn't in the slightest. Also keep in mind, Koneko Kitten blatantly negates to mention whatsoever in the video that he literally received child porn from Napi, who is a minor at the time. Let's continue.
This document is very manipulative and it paints our entire relationship to be as if it's one-sided, or that I never gave in or was complicit with this relationship whatsoever. I made several excuses for my actions in this relationship and made it seem like it was not a mutual relationship between the two of us. And for that, I am sorry for that.
Now, I love how in this segment he selectively generalized the document as entirely manipulative and full of excuses, but yet completely strays away from the fact that it was literally a flat-out lie. The document he got thousands of people to believe was a fat lie. It's just more wordplay, semantics, and specific wording from Koneko Kitten to alleviate his entire culpability from the situation. He lied in the document on numerous occasions. For example, in this situation I'm showing on screen, in a document he claims, "Keep in mind, I never, not once, ever asked him for nudes at all throughout any of our sexual interactions." So as you can see, he claims he didn't get any nudes from Napi, and that was a flat-out lie as specified in our previous video. And he has the audacity to slam this in the document and sit on this lie for almost 3 years. He fooled many people, including his closest friends, that he was a victim in this situation when he was literally the person who was lying to everyone's faces and had gotten away with it for ages. In another segment I'm showing on screen here, he states, "I have my own thoughts in this story, but I'm not going to be okay with being called a groomer or manipulator." So in here he states he's not going to be happy if he gets called a manipulator. However, he quite literally goes back on this narrative and admits he was manipulating everyone for the longest period of time. I find it extremely gross that he, a 20-year-old man, attempts to consistently victimize themselves and excuse their behavior in this document, despite the fact they were the older one in this situation, and he, being an adult interacting with a minor, had a very obviously prominent age dynamic present between them. The fact he was saying, "I don't want to be called a manipulator," is crazy because even he didn't agree with that narrative and actually went back on it in his response video and admitted, to the very least, that he was a manipulator. In another segment of the document, he even states, "Am I really a bad person, or was I caught up with the wrong person?" And then states, as I've highlighted here, "I simply just got caught up in the wrong situation with the wrong person." So as you can see, in this part of the document, it's absolutely pathetic and vile and shows he had an obvious lack of accountability. In this segment as well, he tries to claim that the relationship was one-sided. "Ah, yes, you mean all these disgusting DMs I'm showing on screen right now is totally not proof that he was also very much engaging in this relationship and complicit too." So when Koneko says in his response video it was manipulative, well, yes, it was, but it was also entirely a flat-out lie. The document was filled with lies. And also, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, at least he apologized." Well, the least he could do in this situation was apologize. He was horrifically manipulative in every sense and lied until the very point where he literally couldn't lie anymore and had to come out about it because everyone would know the truth.
I did not once call him a groomer or a pedophile inside of this document, but I did include old allegations, which very much could have made it seem like that was the case. I personally knew these allegations inside of the document to be false, and they were included inside of it to point out manipulative behavior that he had done towards other people. Obviously, the wording inside of the document could be done a lot better, and I could totally understand how it looks like and how it would totally direct people to believe otherwise.
Now here is a straight up lie and more manipulation Koneko Kitten plays. First of all, what I like to point out is how Koneko Kitten says he knew the pedo and groomer allegations he signal boosted in the document was bullshit.
I personally knew these allegations inside of the document to be false.
Yet he still included them and didn't bother clearing them up in the document whatsoever. However, he claims he was never pushing the idea that he was a pedophile, just a manipulator, and then said, "Oh, I'm so sorry if you thought otherwise," and actually believed that he was a pedophile. Like, Koneko Kitten sure did use a bullshit thread slandering Napi to try and purport the fact he was a manipulator, but then used horrific wordplay right under it with this sentence: he made sexual advances towards friends that were either older or younger, grew an emotional attachment towards these people, and treated them like trash. And the
Wow.
deliberate use of sexual advances to friends who were younger, right under a tweet literally accusing Napi of being a pedophile, is deliberate. Koneko Kitten deliberately did that, and this is what has lingered with Napi for multiple years, despite the fact that the allegations that he's a pedophile is completely bullshit. He was literally a minor in this and was lying that he was 18. It is completely Koneko Kitten's fault for not elaborating or establishing how BS this was. Like, I can't believe how he's even trying to say, "Oh, I didn't call him a pedophile." Yes, the specific wordplay you were doing, you knew damn well what you were doing. Oh, and Koneko also includes another absolutely garbage Twitter thread accusing Napi of being a pedophile, not by disclosing that Napi was a minor at the time of this happening and clearing the air. Oh, no. He includes the segment stating another recent thread talking about his behavior towards people, including more emotional abuse from people in his old friend groups and more. From this year, by the way, so the good old "it's in the past" card doesn't really
Oh
work
my
here, smug face. He actually attempted to cement the fact and then stated, "Oh, this was in the past" card won't actually work in this situation. In no sense did he state that these allegations were false, even though he literally admitted in the response video that he knew it was all bullshit. Koneko Kitten did this to utterly destroy Napi's entire reputation, so he could literally get away with playing victim, despite the fact that he is a grown man getting dick and ass content off of a 17-year-old. He's just trying to literally make the opposing side in this situation seem 10 times worse, so they literally don't have enough support to actually come out about the reality behind the situation, because everyone who read Koneko Kitten's document thinks this guy's an evil pedophile. And also, it's no secret that Koneko Kitten refused to make a public statement about the false groom and pedo allegations that he had signal boosted against Napi too. This user states, Napi had asked in 2022 and 2023 for Koneko Kitten to make a statement owning up to knowingly platforming false pedo allegations made against Napi. Both times he refused to, and it was only when Napi announced in his public Discord server that he was making his video did Koneko Kitten actually address it with his tweet. And the allegations that he'd propped up had literally gotten Napi swatted on livestream. Koneko Kitten doesn't give a shit. He only cared when it was clear that this was all going to be made public. Koneko Kitten doesn't care that these were a threat to Napi's life and literally killed his career. Koneko Kitten has not shown any improvement as a person since this situation, and he is still a lying, manipulative coward who is running away now to avoid the repercussions of his actions. And this rings entirely true. Koneko Kitten originally intended his Twitter post on the Napi situation to be the last time he ever addresses the situation as a whole, but as soon as I released my video on him, he came back really swiftly to make a garbage response video to act as damage control, so his easily impressionable kid fanbase would believe that he's somehow a changed and reformed man when he is still attempting to manipulate the situation to this day.
Ultimately, my end thoughts on the document that I made almost 3 years ago is that it never should have happened, and I was in zero position to be making a document on him at all. And I regret that a lot, and I am sorry, and I have.
As an entrepreneur,
You're
as
not
a
sorry.
creator, I'm
You were never sorry. You always said because you got caught, that's why. Yes, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a quick restroom break. Alright, I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that wait. Let's continue with this BS quick.
Have been for a very long time.
Well, at least Koneko Kitten apologized for that. You know, after falsely propagating information that Napi was some sort of horrible manipulative pedophile, and then refusing to even make a public statement claiming that you were wrong up until the very last opportunity you could, after everyone started finding out that you lied. Even to your best friends, you lied to their faces. Koneko Kitten literally lied to everyone, and that's why it was such a shock in the Roblox community. His whole career was built on so many lies, and he got away with this for years and literally got Napi, the victim in this situation, harassed, doxxed, and swatted, literally based on the premise and false information that Koneko Kin had originally propagated in his viral document.
Showcase some chat logs from our relationship back then, which are very degenerate, to say the least. I would like to say that these chat logs are authentic, they are true, and they are me on the other side of the conversation. It is not something that I'm proud of, and I have long grown out of being a degenerate e-sexing people on Discord. I am not at all proud of these conversations, and I haven't been in several years, but I do need to show them to show that I was at one point a very degenerate young man online.
Now, this is wild. First of all, consider how Koneko Kin selectively does not show the screenshots of him soliciting Napi, who was a minor at the time, for child porn. And then consider how he generalizes the whole situation as degenerate.
All trees.
No, with the freaking ads again.
And not just downright illegal. Of course, though, Koneko Kitten can't take accountability because he's still too much of a coward to admit to a crime he literally committed. Also, keep in mind he stated he was a young man. Yes, he was a 20-year-old young man who e-sexted 17-year-old boys on Discord while attempting to virtue signal against other people publicly who did much less wrong than he did. Yes, 20-year-old men are literally young guys, right, everyone? Like, come on, guys. Also, why did Koneko Kin even say this? To alleviate culpability is my guess in this situation.
As mentioned, we stopped right before I turned 18, and this took a big toll on me, because I thought that I would be with him after I turned 18, when in reality, that was not the case, and he became distant from me. In January of 2020, I would start talking to other guys, and I would send Koneko screenshots to try to make him jealous to get him to take me back. I ended up impulse dating somebody who was 16 at the time, turning 17 in a few months. I broke up with this person in March of 2020, and our relationship only lasted 3 months. I only really dated this person to make Koneko jealous.
I did not become distant from Max, and this is something I need to state here. My conversations with him throughout 2020 clearly show me being there for him, and I did not hang him out to dry or to die. So this idea that I stopped being close to him or I stopped being affectionate towards him at all the second that his birthday ran around is not true, and something that I will deny.
This next part makes no sense whatsoever. He states that Napi lied about their relationship becoming more distant as of January 2020. However, in a YouTuber Discord server response he made regarding Napi's video, he quite literally admitted to everything said and stated in his own words there were no lies. So why is he now changing up his response? Napi's original point is that just before he turned 18, Koneko Kin stopped being sexual with him and fully engaging in a relationship with him, and this is true, this is not a lie. Koneko Kin shows practically almost one-sided conversations with Napi, in which dates to late May to early June of the year, to try and prove that they weren't distant in January, after Napi had literally turned 18. I wonder why he can't show the message logs from January, almost like Napi's right in this situation, because Napi was quite literally dating someone else to make Koneko Kitten jealous at that time, because Koneko Kitten was not reciprocating with him in the slightest.
The next thing he did inside of this YouTube video was bring up my relationship from nearly half a decade ago with Misskeeping because of one screenshot conversation that I had back in July 2022, something that I've already stated when I was not in the place to be talking to this guy at all. Our age difference is roughly around a 3-year, 9-month age difference. I turned 20 years old shortly after we had begun dating, and it definitely was a very weird look for me almost half a decade ago. I will firmly stand by the fact that I was not intimate whatsoever towards her in this
Oh
relationship.
my
and we were purely
god.
platonic. The relationship itself also did not break any laws, so I have really nothing else to add about it past that point.
Now, this part is
Let's see, where's
Me almost
not with the ads, I swear to god.
towards her in this relationship, and we were purely platonic. The relationship itself also
Right there. So this guy, Koneko, he still follows. He's one of those people that like researches every state's age of consent. Dude, what the actual hell? Why you need to search up like age consent on every state? That's still weird. Yeah, like this guy's like the person he put in picture here. Legality does not equal morality. Still was we yeah, like I said, it's weird. Age of consent in the United States as a whole is like 18 plus. And it should be 18 plus. But I also believe that age of consent should also be when both adults are ready to consent. If one's not consensual and the other is still like being pedophilia, that's weird. I shouldn't even say weird. That is disgusting. So Kaneko Kin, he made degenerate and sad, disgusting criminal behavior towards Narpi, and that's oh my god. You're incredibly disgusting. I'm gonna be very brutally honest. You are disgusting, Kaneko.
also did not break any laws, so I have really nothing else to add about it past that point.
You
Now,
broke
this
a law.
part is extremely disingenuous. He claims a relationship between him and Naku, also known as miskeeping, was from half a decade ago, when it was quite literally 4 years ago, and it was broken off 3 years ago. So this is yet again more rounding up Kaneko does with word manipulation to try and make the situation seem older, to partially alleviate culpability on his part, and so his fans can muster the excuse, oh, it was old drama, so why are you bringing it up now? There is literally no reason Kaneko Kin should have said that or used that terminology to round it up to half a decade ago, when he could have literally just been honest about it. Also, keep in mind his original response was removed, then reinstated, and re-uploaded due to an editing error in the segment, and it was this clip in which he selectively cropped out.
I will firmly stand by the fact that I was not intimate whatsoever towards her in this relationship, and we were purely platonic.
Now, regarding this clip, Cao makes a tweet stating, Kaneko Kin has removed his response video. Prior to this, he trimmed out a part of it in which he said his relationship with a different 16-year-old when he was 20 was platonic. Cao states, I do wonder if there's more to Kaneko Kin than what we believe. And Naku, who's known as Miskeeping, who was 16 turning 17 when Kaneko was literally 20 years old, stated also to this situation, there has been a handful of talk about me and my past relationship with Kaneko, and I wanted to say that I will be talking about it all soon and be sharing the truth about what happened during my relationship with him. I am okay, I will be okay, please just give me time to do this.
As I've mentioned previously, I have absolutely no idea about Kaneko's relationship with Naku, or about why it stopped. I also know next to nothing about her. The only point I want to address was his claim of being asexual during this time, which is just completely false.
I did not lie here. I am asexual. What I am, though, is an umbrella term under the asexual category called gray sexual.
What?
That only
There's one thing
What? Okay, what? What? Okay, I have to bring my asexual friend here. I have to bring him here real quick.
which is just completely false.
I did not lie.
I have to. Anyone chat. Anyone here is asexual. Okay, yeah, chat. Give me 1 second. Give me. Sorry, y'all. I gotta bring my asexual friend here. I have to bring him in, like, because this is something I kind of confused about. Like, I'm not asexual, I'm pansexual, but I'm pretty sure Kaneko was not asexual and uses the term gray sexual or some reason. I'm like, what? Like, there's no way.
Somebody that only experiences this attraction some of the time, but not at all. I don't actively seek sex in relationships. It's not something that's a priority for me, and it never particularly has been.
Koneko can attempt to debunk
The only point I want to address is sexual category called gray sexual, which is somebody that only experiences this attraction some of the time, but not sexual. category called bisexual, which is somebody that only experiences this attraction some of the time, but not at all. I don't actively seek sex in relationships. It's not something that's a priority for me, and it never particularly has been.
What's up, Tyler? But yeah, definitely it's a, okay. So I have DM'd, so chat. I've DM'd my asexual friend about this because like I'm like literally confused on what Koneko would say about gray sexual, because I thought asexual is only like where you have no attraction to any kind of person at all. So why is Koneko talking about gray sexual in where he also claimed to be asexual, but why is he also lying that my relationship is just like a platonic relationship? Like, bro, what the hell?
Lie here. I am asexual. What I am, though, is an umbrella term under the asexual category called gray sexual, which is
What? I'm just like, what the hell? Like, people, chat, help me up here. Oh yeah, you're a goat, Tyler. You're definitely a goat. Guys, Tyler is a goat. But because I thought asexual was like a term for like no like with no compatible no romantic or biromantic compatible relationship. So why is he mentioning, and he's saying that as a like an umbrella term of asexuality, which is incredibly confused. I'm like, why is he claiming this as an umbrella term? Like I said, I thought asexual was when you have no romantic relationships with anyone. Like you're just pure point blank. So why is he mentioning it as an umbrella term for gray sexual? So what he's saying here is that he's not. Oh, I thought I made you a mod, Mr. Game. I actually hold on. I thought I made you a mod. I thought I made you a mod already, but yeah, well, I'll go ahead and fix that in a little bit, Mr. Gamer. But yes, Kaneko's clearly weaponizes asexuality, so you can, yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, I have a friend who is asexual. I have an online friend who is asexual, and I'm currently DMing him. What the hell is going on? Because I'm currently DMing my friend. What the hell is going on with this? Because okay, he actually responded. And okay, yeah, so he actually responded, and he's gonna tune into the stream a bit in a little bit. All right, umbrella terms. Yeah, I'm looking at all the umbrella terms that the asexuality has. Okay. Okay, so gray sexual is an umbrella term for the. Okay, so he has meant. Okay, so gray sexual is an umbrella term for the asexual umbrella. With the asexual term. Says here, gray sexual is an asexual identity characterized as in between asexual and also allosexual. That is, being asexual are also able to experience or have experienced previously sexual attraction. People who identify as gray asexual may experience sexual attraction that is uncommon for the individual, may be only directed towards specific people, occurs infrequently, at low intensity, or in an ambiguous way. The term is often included in the asexual spectrum. I'm just confused. Why is this term in the why is this term in the umbrella spectrum of asexual? Okay, so what Kaneko is saying here that he is curious question. What does asexuality have to do with praying? Exactly. Exactly. Hold on. I have to pin this. I'm sorry. I have to pin this. Yeah, I actually have to pin this. That is a good question. What does asexuality have to do with like preying on minors? I actually do not have an answer for that one, as unfortunately. But that is a good question to ask. That's actually a really good question to ask, because it does not justify with preying on minors. Wait, let me see. Streamer in the check if anyone wants to like come talk with me about this, but that should not excuse him for being. That should not excuse Kaneko being sexual towards a minor, because this is disgusting and criminal behavior, like what happened with Yandere Dove and people from the EAS community. Also happened with Clay Ranger. Like I said, this is incredibly disgusting.
Somebody that only experiences this attraction some of the time, but not at all. I don't actively seek sex in relationships. It's not something that's a priority for me, and it never particularly has been.
Koneko Kin attempts to debunk Napi after Napi establishes that Koneko Kin stating he was asexual at the time when he was literally having e-sex with him didn't make sense at all and was literally very contradictory. Koneko Kin claims in response to this that he was asexual and he was actually the umbrella term grey ace. Now I'm sorry, but this is a fucking stupid narrative shift. He flat out said that he was asexual, meaning he had no sexual urges, but after Bro was literally caught having gay furry ERP sessions with a minor, he goes around and says, "Oh well, guys, I'm now actually a grey sexual," in which means I do dabble in a little bit of sexual exchanges with children on Discord now. So basically, Koneko Kitten thinks shifting the word definition and playing the semantics game now means he can just get away scot-free. Also, why didn't Koneko just say he was grey sexual earlier back in 2020? Why?
That's something I want to point out as well. That's what then I want to point out as well. Why didn't Kaneko say he was grey sexual? Then that would have make a little more context of why he was dilleting around Narpi. He said he's asexual. He literally said this all in his document, his response video, his last statement on Twitter. He said he was asexual. Like, I am asexual. You could have said you were gray sexual. That would have been a little bit. That would have given a little more of a context. But no, he literally claims that he's asexual. Bro, you literally contradicted your statement right there. Yeah, I'm testing my asexual friend real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Let's continue.
Why did he generalize it as asexuality when he clearly was not an asexual? This just doesn't add up in the slightest. And yes, he was making comments about having sex with Napi. That doesn't sound all too grey sexual to me. It
Agree.
just seems like he's trying to downplay his actions with stupid roleplay just so his
The ads. Ads are killing me. Not at Game Boss, whatever his user. The first ever genuine YouTuber. No way was Kaneko's video ever genuine. He did not he did not admit that he did not admit that this was a federal and criminal. He didn't. Let me rephrase it. He did not admit that this was a federal crime. Kitchen Stinky. I love how you made a genuine 10 out of 10 unforgivable apology on YouTube. Instead of all your YouTubers laughing on their haters or losing their subscribers at their fake apology, you knew what's best and you thought yourself from being made fun of people. I'm actually happy with you, Koneko Kitten. You are one of the most trusted YouTubers on the platform. Good job. This is laughable. Oh my god, they're so blindsided. Yo. No, I agree. No way. No way. Oh my god.
Just believe any garbage which comes out of his mouth. Now, for the rest of the video, it's just Koneko Kin saying he isn't the person he was 3 or 4 years ago, and that his new channel documents, his new life, and where he is now also participating in Bible studies, etc., etc. And, he's got a lot of basis to that. I think he has changed, and he's not the degenerate he was in the past. But to just see the sheer amount of his fan base who don't know of the manipulation Koneko Kin was pulling in this video is literally insane to me. Koneko Kin did his best to not bring up his illegal actions with Napi, and for that, the response video seemed extremely disingenuous and forced, and I had brought this up to Koneko Kin. Obviously, this video is not intended for hate harassment or anything like that, but his response video was just really bad. Now, later on, he actually removed his response video and had made a community post admitting that he didn't cover the worst of stuff he did with Napi. He states here, "There is so much worse that I did with Napi and I seriously downplayed that." But once again, he obfuscated to his subscribers and fans what he actually did, which is once again him showing a lack of accountability. However, for a TLDR, he announces that he's actually leaving this YouTube channel and never returning on this alias again. Now, let's see if that actually holds true. But now this entire situation brings me to the second half of this video, because I've been questioning for the longest period of time why Koneko Kin is or was friends with so many disgusting people. It has been highlighted over time that he was literally friends with disgusting Roblox users such as Hootatras, Jolly, and more. Now, regarding his connections with the Roblox furry pedophile Jolly, they were reasonably close and still remain as friends on Roblox to this day. Jolly ran the really popular Roblox furry project group, and it turns out that Jolly was 22 years old dating a 15-year-old. So let me read some of these wonderful messages. So here he states, Jolly states, "Yeah, for sure, I'm not normally very sexual either. I don't like to be because I get annoyed when other people are sexual towards me, but you is different." And then Apollo states, "Fuck, you make me feel even more special. I really need to calm down before I explode. I'm holding so much holy shiza. Please sleep though if you need to." And then Jelly states, "Is it too late to say, let your excitement out on me?" Laughing emoji. "Oh no, I think I made you explode." And then Apollo states, "Yes, I'm going to let out my excitement on you and explode in you." And then Charlie states, "God, I don't know what to say. I just blushed so hard though." And another one, "Well, I'm mostly innocent, but I'm not into NSFW that much. But with you, I would later in the future. You can be top and just start pounding me. Why not? Seems pretty hot. Ew." And then Apollo says, "How'd you know I was a top?" And Jolly says, "Well, you're a wolf." And then Apollo states, "Hair." And then in this very incriminating message here, Jolly states, "I wouldn't even care if we don't get NSFW art. I just want art being near you 24/7. And then Jolly states here, "Well, I'm mostly innocent. I'm not into NSFW that much, but with you, I would in the later future." And then the worst messages come from Jolly stating, "I just can't imagine if my parents or my friends..."
So this is the person that Kaneko is very close friends with. I could see why. I could definitely see why. Disgusting. This is disgusting behavior. Ugh, people like that make me so fucking infuriating. Like, it's not hard to like, just don't engage sexual conversations with a minor. It's not that hard. Not even hard at all. I don't get why many people like to talk sexual with minors. I do not. Like if you're under the age of 18, if you engage something in sexual with me as of right now, I will block you immediately. Like I just completely block you. I don't want to engage something sexual with you or anything like that. Oh my god, it's disgusting behavior. I remember Jad. Oh my god, yeah, yeah. Apparently, I just found out Kaneko's friends with Jolly. I just found out. Oh my god.
Found out if I dated someone that is 15. But you're 15. If people find out, everything I worked for and what's around me is over. Oh, boo-hoo. Now, Jolly also knew about the consequences they would receive for dating a 15-year-old and being overtly flirtatious, sexual, and creepy with them. Yet nothing stopped them from doing it. And to this day, Koneko-kin is still friends with them. And it's just crazy that all of these weirdo and creeps are all magically
No, with the ads. Let's see.
who publicly flirted with a 15-year-old when he was a 20-year-old grown fucking man, and also made really weird comments publicly to other minors. Now, if this is public, imagine what he's been doing in private. And in this case, the minor came out trying to take blame for engaging in the flirtatious and weird quote-unquote jokes made when
This is another friend that Kaneko's like close with. Honestly, I am extremely disappointed. I used to look up to Kaneko back when I was younger. It's incredibly it's incredible though how he is able to like hide all of this to the public eye. What the fuck?
it should literally be the adult who to trust here who is literally held accountable. The YouTuber Alaskan Reality actually made a video covering it. He's highly underrated, so go check him out. And here's a clip of it.
From my perspective, this is a grown man flirting with someone far younger than them and using excuses to justify it. Calling it a joke and saying that the young one started it or saying that the fans like seeing it does not in any way justify a 20-year-old normalizing this flirting with 15-year-olds. Me being alarmed by this is a perfectly reasonable response too. When Trusty Trust released his mailing address, one of his fans wanted to send him stuff, but was stopped by her parents, who were weirded out by her interactions with a grown man and accused him of being a child predator. I'm sure they didn't see the tweets with him jokingly flirting with a 15-year-old, but if they did, even after seeing the 15-year-old's explanation for why it happened, I'm sure they wouldn't have changed their minds.
Anyway, beforehand, Koneko-kin had actually come out to defend his friend Who to Trust and attempted to defend him by stating, "This makes me really mad, to be honest. I normally laugh at this kind of shit, but like the sense of entitlement in calling you, of all people, a predator is so frustrating." And then Who to Trust states, "Yeah, I take serious offense to that, especially how we view pedophilia in Russian culture. I'm Russian. Being labeled as a pedophile is such a shameful thing, but falsely accusing someone of it is one of the worst things you could do as a human." Now, considering the time of Koneko-kitten making that tweet, being literally late 2019, this was literally the same time he was e-sexting a minor, so it makes a lot more sense now why he's being a Trusty Trust apologist. And Alaskan Reality actually called this out in a video, and Koneko-kitten completely walked back on the sentiment he made, publicly defending Trusty Trust's actions, and stated, "For one, your previous video on Trust was super good, and I saw and agreed with it. I didn't 100% defend Trust." You did, at least to my memory, because I I thought it was weird, but it wasn't obviously brought up by the right people originally, I guess. The original call-out posts were made by people that were after him for months, and thus made it a little bit harder to digest the situation firmly. Your video explained everything very firmly, and I just want it to be clear, I don't defend him just because he's a friend of mine. People have every right to be upset about the tweets with that other person. The main thing that bothered me is he didn't issue his own statement, but instead the minor did on his behalf. So here koneko admits that Trusty Trust is his friend. Wow, shocker there. And then he pleads ignorance, claiming it wasn't brought up by the right people originally, and that he literally himself, being a grown adult, couldn't digest the information that a 20-year-old, being his friend, flirting with a 15-year-old in this situation was entirely that bad. What, Koneko Kitten needed to be fucking spoon-fed about this shit? Wow, that literally makes no sense at all. He said he found it weird. Well, no, he didn't, because if we reference back to the original tweet he made, he literally said, I normally laugh at this kind of shit. And then he was literally getting mad at the people calling it out. Haha, flirting with minors is so funny, right, Koneko Kitten? You would definitely never do that. Especially considering how poorly aged Koneko Kitten's defense for who to trust really was, because he's quite literally a sexual degenerate who literally admitted he has public sex tons of times and bragging about it, then stated he needs quote-unquote legal acts, implying that what he's had on illegal acts? Like what? And this is the same person who participated in a not safe for work furry server in which they allegedly just allowed minors to come in because they just didn't bother doing age verifications whatsoever, and contained absolutely horrific things in which Green Lego Cats perfectly describes in this video. So here is a clip.
Here, Who to Trust allegedly discusses his attraction towards a Pokemon called Zoroark and his desires to have relations with it. Who to Trust allegedly sent this picture of what appears to be his crow furry character, naked laying headfirst in the grass, as his phone lock screen. Who to Trust allegedly requested someone to put something in his behind. Who to Trust allegedly requested someone to bring a smaller thing to stick in his behind, and that's allegedly John drinking reacting to it. Who to Trust allegedly sent this picture of some furry dog thing doing things I'd rather not describe. Who to Trust allegedly talked about having public relations with somebody, which is actually a crime. Here's a picture Who to Trust allegedly sent of him wearing furry NSFW website merch. Who to Trust allegedly made quite the bizarre comment towards this weird furry picture. John drinking.
No, it does them Alex, but I honestly cannot believe Koneko Kin is friends with this person. Like, absolutely, wow. Shocking.
Allegedly encouraged somebody to stick things to Who to Trust's behind. Who to Trust allegedly went into graphic detail about why he felt bad for short people. Who to Trust allegedly made this comment about how gay people and women are manipulative, annoying, and beggars. Who to Trust was allegedly fairly inappropriate while flirting with some furry acting the same way.
So who would have guessed that the same disgusting person Koneko Kitten was attempting to legitimize and defend because of their friendship would turn out to be a sexual degenerate weirdo who should not be trusted around children. Now keep in mind too, after the video came out by Green Lego Cats and Alaskan Reality only a few months ago, exposing Who to Trust further, Koneko Kitten still remained friends with them on Roblox to this day. And this isn't the only case either, because back in 2021, when I had reported on the 90-page document that literally ended Fave's career, going into the disgusting actions with minors he did, such as solicitation of CP, Koneko Kitten outright refused to discuss the allegations whatsoever on his channel and never bothered addressing him once. And he was literally still friends with Faith on Roblox up until a point where I got in a Discord argument with him, I think about a year ago, in which prompted him to literally remove him from his friend list. And he didn't like that very much when I was bringing that up. But now it makes sense as to why he was so timid and weird when it came to these situations and his open friendships with people who'd all turn out to be weirdos. Now with the Faith situation, it was obvious because what Faith did, Koneko Kitten also did to a lesser extent. However, the age gaps with Faith were 3 to 4 to 5 years, where he would sexually message his fans and ask them for sexually gratifying material from them. And with Koneko, it was practically no different. It was like a 3 and almost 4-year age gap. Now, Koneko-kin knew he couldn't cover this situation due to his guilty conscience preventing him from addressing the situation because he would be extremely hypocritical. And his defense and everyone else's defense for Koneko-kin is, oh, Koneko-kin kind of stopped covering and exposing pedophiles back in 2021, when this is literally a flat-out lie. After he had made the now deleted Twitter post where he said, I will not be covering any allegations regarding Faith, he literally made a video on a pedophile in the Sonic community, and one literally later on Kalagish, so he was just literally lying. Anyway, this situation's been a very long video, and probably more might come out soon, but apart from that, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe and get this video out so more people can be made aware about what Koneko's done in the past and very recently with his response video. And also, this video is not intended for cyberbullying, hate harassment, or bullying, or anything like that. This is just an educational video going into the entire subject as a whole. And make sure to watch my previous video on Koneko-kin if you haven't already. And that will be all from me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
Koneko is friends with Faye, Jolly, and Trusty Trust, who are all pedophiles like him. I hate to say that. I know. Well, it actually kind of that surprised me because like I used to look up to Koneko back when he was like in 2019. So this was when I first found this out. This was a huge shocker for me. I was like, no way. Until I read more of the allegation, I'm just completely disgusted by this ugly ass behavior. So let me see. Let me pull up the actual this is Narpy, by the way. I'm actually gonna have to nuke stream from here. Oh my god, they even show it. Oh my god. Okay. My bad, y'all. But yeah, I'm actually gonna have to nuke stream from here because I gotta eat something real quick and then. But I will definitely go over this tomorrow. Tomorrow I am going live. Probably at like around 11 CET. What's crazy is the fact that all these fuckers had successful careers with massive platforms on a broad reach throughout the community. Why they chose to rule on them by praying on marriage path. Exactly. Definitely. like like the fact that could have been known as weirdos, like that's like the least harmful thing that could have been known as weirdos, but no, they chose to go to the diddle children route and ruin their fucking careers that they build off of. Like, why would you do this? Why would you ruin your career by sexing a minor? My god. Anyways, I ain't gonna have to nuke stream from here, but I will definitely talk about this tomorrow. And then also like have the StreamYard link open in case you guys want to talk about, have chat with me and all that stuff. Like, cause we definitely need to discuss this disgusting act. Definitely. Alright, so yeah. I'll see you tomorrow, right? Peace out, y'all, and don't sex with minors. Please don't. Don't just don't.